23,000 member who wants to study medicine and they only...
Hoje está difícil também começar. Sebastian, 18 anos, varou noites estudando para uma vaga na única Universidade Estatal de Medicina de Berlim e conseguiu uma ótima nota. O problema é que outros 23 mil candidatos também tiveram uma excelente classificação e a universidade só aceita 3 mil estudantes por ano. Sebastian foi informado que terá que esperar 6 anos até chegar a sua vez de começar o curso.
Of my life, for me it's much.
In Germany, for example, we have a high demand for highly qualified labor. We have a lack or a shortage of doctors, engineers, and in IT, I don't know, all kind of IT business jobs. And if you go to hospitals in Berlin, for example, you will notice that a lot of the major doctors or the major surgeons are from Eastern Europe.
Bettina Wagner é um dos encarregados do suporte à mão de obra do trabalho do leste europeu na DGB, a poderosa Confederação Geral do Trabalho Alemã. Pode talvez explicar essa estranha contradição vivida por estudantes como Sebastian. Não conseguir vaga para cursar medicina num país com tanta oferta de mão de obra qualificada.
This is the bureaucratic apparatus that you're talking to. This one doesn't know what this one's needing. I know, this is one of the most striking things, if you think about it, that we have very few universities. It is very costly to actually finance, publicly finance the preparations for a doctor and the studies for a doctor. We have a few professors actually teaching and doing the jobs. They don't really get full-time unlimited employment. You always get employment for 3 years, for 5 years. If you're 42 years old and you're not a professor yet, you have a problem because you will never become a professor. So it's not really, let's say, interesting for people to stay at university and teach. So you have very few teachers, so very few student places, and that's why people go to other countries, study, or come from other countries with their finished study, because we have a lot of jobs which are vacant in medicine. They go to Denmark and Sweden because that's where you get more money. So here you have the European Union. Everyone is like moving, westwards or northwards.
Mas o grande foco do trabalho de Bettina na DGB é o trabalho precário, que vem crescendo muito nos últimos anos. Na França, as taxas de desemprego permanecem estáveis, em torno de 10%. O que vem aumentando é justamente o setor do trabalho informal, mais de 16%. O mesmo vem acontecendo na Alemanha, onde o desemprego é de apenas 7%, enquanto o trabalho precário está em curva ascendente, sobretudo depois do pacote de reformas introduzido pelo antigo governo social-democrata em 2004.
This is statistics that I found on the Ministry of Labor, which is actually showing you that, for example, this is from 2000, and in 2000 we had 27 million people, 27.8 million people working, and this is full-time, paying socially secure jobs. This is socially insured, that you're paying all the unemployment and rent insurance and stuff like that. And here you can see it's called geringfügig beschäftigt, which is marginal employment, where you don't pay any social insurance, which means that in the end, once you are retiring, you won't get anything out of it. And it actually shows you that in June 2000, we had 27.8 million people working, and here we still have 27.7 working, so actually the same amount of people are working, but at the same time, you have another 7.27 million people working in marginal employment.
Em 1º de maio deste ano, seguindo as normas definidas pelo Acordo de Livre Circulação de Mão de Obra da União Europeia, o mercado de trabalho nos países ocidentais se abriu para 8 países do leste europeu que passaram a fazer parte do bloco. Foi quando Bettina se deu conta do espantoso crescimento de uma nova modalidade de emprego no país.
We realized in our office that actually before the 1st of May 2011, so before the labor market was opened, a lot of people were already here. They came 3 years ago, 5 years ago, and they came self-employed because although the labor market was restricted, you could still come to Germany and say, hi, I came because I want to set up an own company. So what we had was, we had a lot of people coming from Poland, for example, here to Berlin. We had a lot of people coming who said, I came and now I am self-employed, I have an own construction firm. I am one person. And I'm working as a constructor, but I'm self-employed because I am writing bills and you have to sign them and give me the money. The problem is with self-employed people, you don't have a minimum wage. So I can work for €3, I can work for €1, this is my own problem, you know. So we had a lot of persons coming to us who said, mostly female, who said, I have an own business, I am a cleaning company. My name is Bettina Wagner, I am a cleaning company. This is how they did it. And this was totally legal. The number of self-employed persons in Berlin in the last 2 years has tripled. So this is the way everyone uses, you know. And the problem is, once, even if the labor market opens, you know, I mean, if you are a big construction employer, and you have employed all these subcontractors, these self-employed persons, and now the law changes, and you could theoretically employ them as normal employees. You will think, okay, I pay them €6 and they are the ones who are responsible. It's gross, you know, €6 and you're done. And now, just because you did such a good job, I will employ you and you will cost me €20. I mean, this is not, you know,
Doesn't make any sense.
if you think in rational terms, how economics think and how employers will think, this will not change.
Le narratif de l'Union européenne était basé sur 3 choses. Une économie qui marche bien, l'introduction de la démocratie et finalement aussi l'état social que vous avez mentionné.
Oui.
Et pour le moment, cette narratif est en crise parce que l'état social est toujours là, mais il est considéré d'être difficile. L'économie européenne marche moins bien que dans les années 50-60, bien qu'elle marche toujours. Et la démocratie, finalement, est dans une situation nouvelle. La vieille formule, démocratie, ça veut dire une économie qui marche bien. Cette vieille formule marche moins bien aujourd'hui.
Le démantèlement du système social, du modèle social européen, est une conséquence directe de l'appartenance à l'Union européenne qui proclame haut et fort, parmi ses valeurs fondamentales, c'est comme ça que ça s'appelle, hein, les libertés fondamentales d'un citoyen européen. Moi, par exemple, alors je vais te dire mes libertés fondamentales. 1, c'est la liberté de circulation des capitaux. 2, la liberté de circulation des biens et des services. 3, la liberté de l'investissement, et 4, la liberté de circulation des personnes. Alors, la circulation des personnes est effectivement est une liberté fondamentale, mais la liberté de circulation du capital, pour moi, c'est pas du tout une liberté.
The leadership in the Western world is gone to the financial markets. When you look to the homepage of the G20 meeting quite recently in Cannes, it's a Côte d'Azur, then the first what you find on the homepage is the sponsors of this meeting, the private firms, which are much more important than the 20 countries, or the 20 leaders of these countries. Even Barack Obama, the leader of the most important country in the world. Wall Street is determining what happens in Washington, and the British banking system is determining what Mr. Cameron is doing and saying and deciding. Because 10% of the British gross national product is in the so-called banking industry. Because after deindustrialization and restructuring since Margaret Thatcher, there is nothing left of industry in Great Britain without except the banking industry.
Pensez-vous que nous sommes dans une crise de théorie capable d'expliquer ce qui se passe?
Absolument. Je crois que la théorie des économistes n'est plus suffisante. C'est une théorie qui explique mal la situation, et une théorie qui n'aboutit pas à des solutions. Donc il faut repenser les théories. Et il y a aussi une méfiance accrue dans la théorie des économistes. On croit plus qu'on trouve beaucoup de solutions. Je crois qu'il faut vraiment une nouvelle théorie économique, ça veut dire une théorie qui est moins orientée vers un homo economicus qui est rationnel, etc.
Ouais.
Et une théorie qui accepte plus la psychologie, les catastrophes, les crises, le marché financier qui n'est pas très bien traité par la théorie économiste, etc.
Descompasso entre teoria e prática, descompasso entre política e cidadania. Os movimentos sociais que conseguem sobreviver ao tempo e às necessidades da crise se autoproclamam apartidários, livres das amarras das lideranças dos partidos. Como o Demplirono, na Grécia, que vai se espalhando aqui e ali. Um amontoado de demitidos, de funcionários com 4 meses de salário atrasado, de representantes de bairros e de sindicalistas sem força sindical, movidos pelo desejo de fazer alguma coisa, como boicotar o novo imposto sobre a propriedade que vem embutida nas contas de luz. O pequeno prevalece sobre o grande. Sobra espaço para a construção de uma nova identidade europeia?